Something dark and mysterious has captured my attention in the world of curry, and I don't mean whatever these things are. See, there are many famous curry spots in the UK, the Balti Triangle, the Curry Mile, the Giant Glass Pyramid in Stockport, Big John's Kitchen, but the most famous of them all, Brick Lane, has sent me on an investigation that left me shocked, horrified and disgustingly full of madras. I met people on the front lines of the curry wars to explain how it's all gotten far out of hand, and that really, all of us are just Brick Lane curry houses. I also investigated the startling theory that there's a giant vat of curry underground that links all the restaurants together, but that took much less of my time. Welcome to Beanorama. It all started a couple months back, when I, like all of us, was excited to welcome in the start of curry season, which as we know runs from mid-September until early December, before resuming again in late January until mid-March. It had been a long summer, and I was missing the reliable comfort of high-backed leather chairs, exotic lager from Burton, and even that weird psychopathic section of the menu serving an omelette. So I wanted to scratch the itch. I set out to the curry section of Brick Lane, a legendary pocket of East London, historically visited by hard-working, honest tradesmen helping to rebuild the city after the Great Fire. The industrious nature of the area continues today, with some of the city's hardest grafting creative technologists and content directors helping to disrupt the media landscape, and also make very pretty lattes on the side as well. The area evolved over time with immigration. The French came in and established the silk weaving industry. The Eastern European Jews brought in tailoring and misspelt bagels. And then in the 20th century, Bangladesh imported one of the most important bits of British culture: Indian food, because it was the 1960s and that was close enough. And once you look past the racism and the measles and the mod culture, this would have been an absolutely unreal time to be alive. England won the World Cup, miniskirts hit the shelves, and naan bread was invented. People were absolutely loving it. Even the Queen was cutting about in a turban. So I headed down to Banglatown, which you have to earn first by passing the gauntlet of a million line bikes, the Beagle shop that everyone queues for, the identical Beagle shop literally right next door that nobody queues for, the vintage shop selling the retro Liverpool kit from August 2025, the blue plaque honouring the anti-slavery campaigner Sir Thomas Fowle Buxton, and the blue plaque honouring a bloke who paints a load of broccoli. But once there, it's the stuff of legends. Banglatown celebrates its icons. The owners are cutting about like Scarface if he pivoted to turmeric. It's like the Malia Strip, except the reps actually aren't lying when they say there's a naughty little spice waiting for you inside. In just 500 metres, there's City Spice, Sheba, Aladdin, Jasmine, Bahara, Preem, Curry Bazaar, Bengal Village, Mahib, The Standard, Eastern Eye, Masala, The Monsoon and Taste of Jaipur. And somehow, every single one of them is the best. But they can't all be the best. This sounds like one of those sports days I've heard Piers Morgan talk about. Something wasn't right. I had to investigate. I had to have loads of curry. So I started looking into the awards. One of the most in-your-face was Preem, who boasted the 2025 Curry Chef of the Year award. So I thought I'd start there. I went along with DJ Standard, who is available for weddings and functions as the lead singer of Shoasis, an Oasis cover band tearing up the southeast. After eating a wonderful madras, I went straight to the governing body, JJ.com, where I found leading pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson. I couldn't understand why a $500 billion company in New York would be so concerned with who's making the best curry in East London. The good people of Preem made me feel very welcome. The Peshwari naan was fantastic, and despite Standard showcasing his unnerving poppadom technique, I enjoyed my meal. 5 stars. But despite this, I didn't get the sense that global health giants were involved. I didn't feel like this was an attempt at making me healthier. If anything, they were going the other way. So I entered the rabbit hole regarding all the curries. And to be honest, I don't really know why I did. The whole thing was a massive inconvenience, and as you'll see, it got darker and more difficult than I thought. Just double checking, because when you go to the Johnson & Johnson website, it's a redirect from jj.com, and I was just checking if Johnson & Johnson had anything to do with jj.com or the Curry Chef of the Year Award 2025.
I don't follow you. Sorry.
So, Curry Chef of the Year 2025. It became apparent that Johnson & Johnson likely had nothing to do with it. They were too busy arguing about whose name to put first, or whether they could invent a 120-hour protection deodorant to steal the smelliest customers away from Shore for Men. So I had to think of alternative JJs that could be responsible, and I'd whittled it down to 4. The first one was the obvious one. Bolton and Nigeria legend JJ Okocha. Is this JJ Okocha's agent?
Yes, so we can assist with commercial inquiries for JJ. What is it that you're looking to do?
It's a bit of a weird one. So there's a curry award. It wasn't him, and it wasn't Jermaine Genus either. He was probably avoiding responding to DMs due to recent events, but I was happy to park it there. Next was Olajide Olayinka Williams Olatunji, cleverly abbreviated to KSI, which obviously stands for JJ. This was actually the easiest to get hold of because my friend George actually knows him, so I asked him to get in touch. Unfortunately, George is either shy or compromised by the conspiracy, so I had to rule out KSI for now. That left only one avenue: London-based restaurant food supplier JJ Food Service, who supplied curry. It had to be this one. I belled them up. You've never been JJ.com?
No.
Oh, okay, so you guys don't operate the Curry Chef of the Year award?
No.
Oh, sorry for wasting your time. Thank you very much. And I kept digging. I had a whole section here where I was contacting multiple companies, being put on hold for 30 minutes, outlining connections, drawing hasty conclusions. You'd have loved it. It was like prime Line of Duty, except the ending would have been even more disappointing as I would have got sued for defamation. So I thought, you know what? I quite like eating curry rather than being it. So I'll leave it. But that's all besides the point. And as we'll see later on, probably fair play to him. It was my first dead end, and I'd learnt nothing about the inside of the world of curry, aside from the fact that Ainsley Harriott seems to be very involved, and also that there was clearly no risk of electromagnetic radiation. There were some awards, however, that were more visible, and they were described as
the industry's equivalent of the Oscars.
Only presumably a lot more understated because we're talking about korma. The Arters, the Prestige Curry Awards, Curry Life Awards, BCAs, BBCAs, the London Curry Awards, the English Curry Awards, the Scottish Curry Awards, the National Curry Awards, the British Curry Awards, the Asian Curry Awards. There's probably fucking Martians doling out awards for Rogue and Josh, and Ainsley Harriott probably hosts that one as well. And if the massive amounts of free Balti being chucked about don't raise your heart rate, wait till you hear that Hugh Dennis, Chris Tarrant and Nick Clegg will be there, delivering electric speeches to get the people pumped up.
I'm delighted to convey my personal congratulations to everyone involved in the British Curry Awards. There are challenges. I'm acutely aware that the new immigration rules...
Even Nigel buys into the peacetime tandoori truce.
I'm a British traditionalist, so I love curries.
The Curry Life Awards, just one of the seemingly millions of awards bodies, gave out 9 Best Chef of the Year awards in 2025, which would be such a woke season of MasterChef, Greg Wallace would have an aneurysm and blame it on Charles Tyrrett. Annoyingly though, as exciting as this was, I couldn't seem to get hold of anyone involved. No one wanted to chat with me about obscure curry awards on their days off. It was potentially just another dead end. I had no one to turn to, no one to learn from. No one was as passionate about this trivial nonsense as I was. No one cared. No one was willing to give up days of their life to such bollocks.
My name's David, and for the best part of a year, I investigated various curry awards.
David's the James Bond of curry. For a year he was undercover, attempting to break into the secret world of the curry awards industry. He's got the 3rd best job in the world, only behind being unemployed and whoever waits the tables upstairs at Pizza Express. He investigates beer and curry for a living. This is his arena. He is the current, reigning, undisputed, 2 times Michael Jackson Beer Writer of the Year award winner. We smashed some paneer, we smashed some prawns, and David told me about how the original awards got started with Pat Chapman, an RAF fighter pilot, BBC employee and Cambridge economics graduate who sacked it all off to start the Curry Club in 1982.
It's achievable to have curry without Cobra, but it's inconceivable not to have both together.
The Curry Club actually meant something back then. It wasn't just a page in the Wetherspoons magazine next to an article about how bendy bananas are absolutely coming back soon. We just have to wait a little bit longer and they're going to be so bendy and definitely won't be used for anything woke like plantain. Anyway, Pat would just cut about various curry houses, dropping off a certificate to the ones he thought did the best curries. He'd shine a light on unheralded cooks putting in graft in the kitchen, but sadly that doesn't exist anymore. The closest equivalent nowadays is having a bit of your tandoori spotted on Eating with Todd's chin. The Curry Club and its Good Curry Guide ceased in 2013 and have been replaced by endless awards bodies giving out endless awards, with all of your dad's favourite celebrities guzzling down free Vindaloo in Mayfair hotels and even the Houses of Parliament, which isn't the first time there's been a frustratingly hot Indian there that shouldn't be. And on face value, this is nothing but good. They give little spots in small towns something to rope in the Facebook nans with. Maybe the best chef in the whole wide world really does live in Nuneaton, but it turns out that in Brick Lane it's leading to this awards arms race. You can't be the only one that's not the best. You can't be the only one without the Ainsley approval. So much like the aftermath of a good curry, the situation in Brick Lane is just
The race to the bottom.
That's nice,
Yeah.
Sweet.
So the restaurants are more or less forced to take part, but according to David, many of these awards are basically a case of if you don't pay, you don't win.
If you do turn up and you spend a lot of money, then you're guaranteed to win. It's not fair on people who can't afford to enter these competitions, but it's also unfair on people who deserve to win prizes, who do good food, because the whole thing's diminished.
Some of the tables at these events can allegedly cost up to $2,500, but in the last 15 years, the number of curry houses in Banglatown has dropped 60%. A combination of higher operating costs, gentrification and the invention of the chicken ruby has led to people getting desperate and doing whatever they can to win an award. I emailed every single one of the 14 curry restaurants on Brick Lane, hoping to chat about this controversial topic, and amazingly, only 2 had time in their busy schedules at the peak of curry season to speak with a middling part-time YouTuber who doesn't talk about food. Option 1 couldn't agree a time that didn't clash with the football, so that left me with option 2, who I will not name for reasons to be apparent. The idea was that I would go to the curry house, have a bit of curry, and chat about how competitive it is on the street, the awards, and some of the other underhand tactics, as long as I made it clear that this curry house was the best one. I was gonna say things like, look how much better their curry is compared to everyone else's. It was great. I had a whole section here with a proper professional camera and a mic, and some really good jokes and observations about Filch, Albert Adoma, and my friend Tim's charitable donations. It all tied together really nicely somehow. It was the statement piece of the video. I probably would have ended up as Louis Theroux overnight, and then yesterday I was told I couldn't use the footage as it was too dangerous. Unfortunately though, it turns out they weren't even being that dramatic, which is a shame because I really wanted to tell you. I thought about reenacting it with my friend Rohan because he's Indian so it wouldn't feel racist, and then I thought maybe it would. But either way, safety first. And also my conscience is heavy enough already. I used a dodgy stream at the weekend to watch Sunderland Newcastle. The best I can do is swear on my mum's life it happened, and show you a video of a world famous YouTuber reacting to the original footage.
Hey, that would have been fucking sick.
So that was really annoying, but fair enough. I guess point is, there's way more secrecy than I originally thought. And look, fair play on most of it, apart from that thing. But I was given one final contact to confirm some of what we've learned and give away some trade secrets. And then I'll try and loop it all together and make some kind of point. I don't know, it's very difficult now. The following is a real recorded phone call. To protect the person's identity, I've made them sound like Jamie Lang if he was trying to overthrow Gotham.
I used to work in PR for a Brick Lane curry restaurant.
At first, I was dubious of their credentials.
And then I left an agency and I went to clown school and now I'm a comedian.
But they were one of the rare chosen few who had attended awards.
It was probably about 5 to 6 hours of awards. They would all win everything. It was like, there's like hundreds of thousands of awards.
Darth Rees-Mogg went on to tell me about what happens at these events, and it felt like I was speaking to someone who had spent time in Bohemian Grove or escaped Scientology. Some of the information was terrifying.
And then every time someone won, their face would come up on the screen and prawns would go around their head. So it would be like, and the winner is, and then they would say like a restaurant or the chef's name, and a picture of them would come up on these 2 giant screens, and then prawns would go bing, 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 bing. Around there.
The PR and the horrifying Dancing Prawn Awards are one thing. There was online sabotage going on, with fake TripAdvisor reviews aiming to take down rivals.
They say, I saw a rat in the bathroom, there was a mouse in my food. All of them get hundreds a day of those, and it's not actually customers, it's the other restaurants. The fact that they're all just trying to, like, kill each other.
Fake reviews on TripAdvisor are common. 2.7 million happen every year, and you can see why. Because a half-star upgrade can contribute to a 19% increase in reservations. Going from a 3.5 to a 4 can do wonders, and you should be thankful your mum knew that. This was enough for me to debunk the big underground VAT theory. The fact they're turning up to work every day ready for war, flexing on the ops, implies that they're not in cahoots. There are no tunnels, because if there were, we definitely all know about them. Remember when I said earlier, all of us are just Brick Lane curry houses? That wasn't just a political statement that would get booed at the Den. What I mean is, we're all desperately trying to stand out, in competition with each other. Those that can afford legitimate awards do, and that forces others to game the system, whether it's awards you can't track or weirdly uploading videos of customers vomiting in the bathroom to show how hot your curry is. It's all just endorsements from dad's mates on LinkedIn and Oxford Uni short courses. It was a degree, now it's a master's. It's Forbes 30 under 30. When we all know we're all serving up the exact same delicious shit, except for that one place I can't mention anymore, which was definitely the best of the lot of them. The only people that benefit are the people giving out the awards, the people giving out the degrees, the jobs, and obviously Ainsley fucking Harriet, who declined to partake in this investigation. Right lads, I think I possibly overthought a brief observation there, and this video could have just been called Man Discovers Marketing. But I don't know, there was a lot more secretive than I thought it would be, and I definitely won't be doing that again. It's the journey, not the destination. That's why Beaconsfield Services is so good, because eventually you're going to end up in Coventry. Enjoy it while it lasts. Go to Brick Lane, pick a random curry house. They're all the same, they're all great, they're all the best. Like, subscribe, join the Patreon, stream my new song, it's sad and will ruin your mood. But have a good Christmas.
Do you want a spoon with that bowl?